Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on this new W7 Racy palette where I think it's new. I haven't really seen much about it, and then I actually found it in TK Maxx for $6.99, and things do go from W7 pretty quick to TK Maxx considering like their new releases. So this is a dupe for the new Huda. Well, I say it's the new Huda palette. It's been out for a while, but it's the latest Huda palette. So let's just have a open it up and see without the plastic on. So yeah, it just looks like this, really pretty. They've copied everything about it, including that weird kind of bubbly kind of shade there. They've copied everything about it. It's only $6.99, so we're going to have a play with that today. I have done some other videos on like these kind of W7 palettes before. I know they did the Mercury Retrograde kind of dupe. They've done some of the £9 Huda dupes, so I will link those as well, because I think W7 can be hit and miss, but when it's good, it's really good. Like the Mercury Retrograde dupe that I did, it had some good pigment in it, and I did like a side-by-side look with the real one, and yeah, it really like did pack a punch. So yeah, we're going to be using this lovely palette today. So that's one that I picked up. I also picked up this other new palette. So this is like the Mardi Gras palette. If you can't get a W7, like if you can't find it in your TK Maxx, you can also find it, they have their own website, but it is a little bit more expensive. So if, say for example, this palette that I got was $9.99, it's £15 on their website, and sometimes you can find like a discount code, and quite often they do free shipping as well, but you can usually find like W7 at like loads of different kind of discounted places. So like I mentioned, they're quite typical for duping Huda palettes, but this one's actually the Be Perfect palette that they've duped. I think it's the Stacey Marie 3 palette. Is it like the Tahiti palette? But yeah, it just looks like this. It looks exactly like the Stacey Marie palette. So we'll do like a video on this palette at some point. If you'd like to see that, put it in the comments box, so we'll prioritize it, because anything that people request I do generally prioritize. But yeah, I have got this one to play around with as well. Okay, so we're starting on the eyeshadow. So I have zoomed you in a little bit, so there are quite like a few transition shades that we can put in the crease, but it just depends on what kind of undertone that you want to go with, because you've got pinks here, you've got browns here, you've got warmer kind of more peachy like warm tone leaning browns here, but I'm going to go in with this one, which is the shade Thrill, and just put that in my crease. So right off the bat, I don't know how well you can see it, there is a lot of pigment that has come off there when I've just like put this brush in, and it's not even like, you know, a funny brush or anything, like it's just a Jessup brush, and it's created all of that mess. That's the Thrill shade on, and while there was quite a lot of like pigment just went flying everywhere when I put my brush into it, I do think it looks alright when I was on the eyes. I don't know if how well you could see that when I was putting it on at first. When I first put the powder on, there was like a lot of pigment just clung to my eyes, and then it like blended away very quickly. So I think it's one of those shades, or I'm not sure if it's typical of this palette or it's just this particular shade, that when you put that colour down, it is going to blend away and you're going to have to build it up. I mean, it's great if you're like an eyeshadow bully and you really go in hard into these colours, that you know it is going to blend out and it's not going to be like you've ruined the look. But I think it's looking okay so far. There's like a few patchy bits that I just need to buff out a little bit, but I think like this is like a nice shadow that you could probably just do like all over the lid. So what I wanted to do now, what I usually do is I would like deepen up that crease, but unfortunately that's kind of like, other than like this like colour that I've gone to, you've got like your three deeper colours now, so there's not kind of like an in-between kind of colour that I would usually use. I think like for normally to do this look I would have to go lighter, mid-tone and then deeper. Unfortunately I've had to go, you know, just mid-tone and deeper. So the deeper shades are pretty pink like leaning, or burgundy. You've pretty much got these two as your deeper colours and they pretty much look the same. So I'm going to take the one next to it, which is called Yearning, just put that in the outer crease and on the inner crease as well. burgundy on in the shade Yearning, and there wasn't as much like fallout out of that one, but I don't know, it could have been the brush, not 100% sure. So I think the look is like leaning a little bit pink now, so I'm not sure in which direction I want to go with the eyeshadows. I mean, I know like a lot of people are like saying like in the real Huda palette this is like a really good shade, but to me it just looks like greasy and I can't imagine it like really staying on my lid, so I'm just gonna like swatch it afterwards. So I'm here, oh, I've got a couple of different shades like I could go with, like this coffee kind of colour, and I say coffee as in like it looks like an actual cup of coffee with like the white milk in it. I'm going to use like that lighter shade in my inner corner. So I'm just deciding now, do I want to use this gold or do I want to use this pink, because they're both like really pretty. Okay, so I thought I'd just like have a little swatch of them. The gold looks like a lot more pigmented than the pink. Oh yeah, 100%. Like the pink's like, I'm not sure like if it was just a lighter swatch, but it's definitely like a lot more sheerer. So we'll go with the gold, which is in the shade Stimulated. One eye done, and it is like a really foiled shade, so there is a little bit of fallout on there. I did have to take it quite slowly when I was building it up because you have to kind of just pat the pigment on rather than swiping it, but it looks really nice when it's on. It's a really good pigment. I was worried when I was picking it up with the brush that it might be like a cream formula, but it's not. It's picked up with my Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow brush really well, and yeah, I think it looks really pretty. Okay, so the gold is on and I've just put a little bit of liner on as well. So we're going to do a lower lash line shade. I'm going to go in with the shade Tease here. It's still kind of like a mid to a deep shade, but I'm just going to put that on the lower lash line to bring everything together. Nearly done. I did have to buff out that Tease shade quite a bit because it went on quite heavily, but we're going to go into that, like the one that looks like a coffee cup, that shade Dreamy, and I'm just going to use the middle part of that to use as like an inner corner shade and see if I can get like a really bright inner corner. That's exactly how I wanted it to look. I just wanted it to pop, but that Dreamy shade is quite breakable because I've kind of got a little bit of a hole in it now. I only went in and swiped my brush in it a little bit and then like a couple of chunks kind of broke off, but you know, it does look really nice. You just got to be very careful with it. Okay, so let's do some like overall final thoughts on this palette. I'm happy with the look I created. I do think in places I had to like build up colours, or there was like quite a little bit of fallout, but you can make it work for you, and it's especially great if like say you don't want to spend like the £56, like the really high price tag that's on like the original one, and you just want to like have something really affordable that you can use, which is the same colour scheme. I think this is like really good. I obviously haven't played with all of the shades. I used 1, 2, 3, 4, I think it was like 5 shades in here, and then I swatched like this one as well, so we'll call it 6. So I've used like 6 shades out of how many is there in here? 18. So like I've used like a third of them. I do like how that, you know, with these like different shimmers you could completely change the look, like I've done with gold eye, you could do a pink eye, you could do like a bronze eye. So I think it's like, I think it's more versatile than you think it is. So like this would be a great palette if you were to like go away like and travel, or you know, like just go on holiday, because I think like these would be really nice colours to wear at night. or one shade all over the lid. Like, I think it's really good, and for $6.99 I think this is like a great little bargain. So thanks for watching today, guys. I quite like this palette, and I'm going to be doing a video on this Mardi Gras one, so that is coming soon. I just need to catch up on like all my filming. So I'm going to leave you with some swatches now, and I will see you again shortly. Bye.